Hello there! Oh my god, that was so badly done. This is what it should have sounded like.
Hello there.
Hello there. Anyway, General Kenobi to you all. Hope you guys are having a good day. Today's the very first episode that I'm doing, and I thought, video games aren't doing that well on my channel because I'm not that good, but I am good at watching movies and kind of breaking down the actual content for you. So today we're going to be looking at this is the first episode of the series, I guess you could call it. I'll be trying to do a lot more of these. Anyway, I'm just going to get started right away here. Watched the film Nobody the other day. Came out 2 months ago. It was great. It was insane. I never thought I'd be doing, such a good review for it. And I'm not being sponsored by Bob Odenkirk here.
Fine, you win. Hooray for you. Backing up! I have to back up! I need more stickers! Don't have enough stickers!
I promise you, this film actually amazed me. It was really good.
Perfection.
Because it starts off with that simple basicness of the film. That the montage, I love it when films, they bring you the very last scene at the beginning and they make a rewind. And then they take it to the beginning, and they see how it all happened. So another good film that does this is a film called American Ultra. But film was like a 5 out of 10. Apart from that one part, I'm just showing you the actual effect of that. But it starts off with a very, basic thing about this guy, right? I'm not gonna break down the entire film for you, but I'm just gonna tell you the plot. Right, this guy he worked for some, like, the FBI or something. He was known as an auditor, but and what I love about this is it doesn't take time to fill in fillers. He was an auditor that worked at this and this and this and this and this, and his dad was this and this and this and this and this. It's more of, right, this is his job. If you don't know it, sucks to suck. We're moving. Like, it's more of like a secret. It was more of a secret agent name rather than an actual job itself. But you kind of get the gist that this guy, he's gonna make a living out of, like, trying to be normal, but he's not really normal. He needs to get his anger out. He's kind of like a militaristic type of guy. Just want to punches everything and kill everyone, and wants to fight for his family, stand up for his family, and shows you that once you get in this business, can't get out of it. Kind of pitches that for you throughout the entire movie, and that he hates his life now. But then throughout the end, because it doesn't actually tell you a lot about his backstory, which is what I love. You kind of have to infer, and you kind of use that inference to determine what you believe and what you think about this character, and that's what I love about this film. And one thing to keep in mind was that he had, like, a brother or a best friend or a twin that was, and he had a dad, and they're all in the same job. And if you notice, they all have, when you meet them at the end of the film, they all have different styles of their fight, and that's what I love so much about it, is their different fight styles. You see, Christopher Lloyd is like 85 or something, and he's looking around, and he's wearing like 6 pumps, 6 shotguns around his freaking everything, and he's walking around acting like it's nothing. And so his main weapon was a pump, and then you've got his brother, this guy, which I don't remember his name, but I will display it up here if he doesn't have a name. Again, one of those inferences type of things I can't really remember. Anyway, he's got like a sniper, and he's kind of shooting around and using very effectively. I will say that he uses and Hutch. I mean, there's nothing you can say about this guy. He's got everything. The character progression is over the top, above level.
I'm gonna fuck you up.
That's the story. That's why I love it. It shows you. I mean, a lot of movies will kill off a character in the middle to show you that emotional and everything, and it pushes him and motivates him. But this, on the other hand, is actually even better, because it shows you that you don't have to kill off a character to motivate and not the protagonist. when you unite them together, it really shows you that, family can motivate, not killing off a family member. It always sucks when they kill off a family member, or like damage it or injure them. Of course, there's going to be injuries in this film, but there was a family injury for the antagonist side. Moving into the visual and the practical effects, they were really well used. Like that final fight scene with all the Home Alone setting up. I mean, that was pretty goddamn insane. And those traps, like, you don't know what they're doing, but you see a bullet that's being put into the traps, and you go, oh, okay, this is gonna be like a killing machine or something. Like, I saw him load some rebar into like a cannon, which launched, over the top, once again, over the top. Moving on from that, we go into the practical effects, and I don't know, that one scene on the bus where he slits the guy's throat and sticks a straw in it so he can breathe. I'll pull it up on the screen now, but I, honest to God, don't even know how they did that. Like, I'm pretty sure it must have been practical. There's no other way they could have done it. It really...
Sorry about the mess.
Just that. It's just that. It's bad. It gives you a really visceral reaction, and this film does that. And this is one of those, it's a rated R film, of course, but it's one of those rated R films that you go, wow, they didn't need to use full-on porn to really sell it as a rated R film. They just needed to use some language, okay, a lot of blood, but some language. They didn't use that much language. Like, I would have liked if the antagonist, Julian, kind of jumped in every once in a while and goes, "Blat! Suka blat!" But we didn't get that, which is fine. It's completely fine. Now, I want to be looking at a bit of, I'm going to be comparing the budget versus the box office, of course, because I do that. It cost $16 million to make, because, like I said, they made a good use of the practical effects. And I didn't really notice any visual effects. But then again, when you don't notice a visual effects in a film, that means it's pretty good. But if you notice a visual effect, then it means it's bad. Like when in the freaking notification. Anyway, in the Mandalorian, when you saw Luke Skywalker, you could tell that it was a CGI. But let's say you couldn't tell it was a CGI. That would make it more effective. If it tells you that it's not a visual effect, then it's a good visual effect. If you can notice it, then it's not really good. And the amount of money it made at the box office compared to the budget wasn't too bad. They kind of doubled their money and they got a bit of spare. It was $16 million. They got $47.8 million back. I don't know if it's still in the box office. I doubt. But a lot of films have done really bad. A lot of films have done quite bad over this past, 2 years because of the pandemic and everything. But this one didn't do too bad, and it was mainly for Bob Odenkirk's, amusement. He's gone to this action star type of guy, which is what I really like about the film. And he mentioned on a Jimmy Kimmel show,
Henry loved it and wanted to direct it, and we just had an incredible team, and I trained for 2.5 years.
That he really, he trained really hard for this film. In 2.5 years, busting his balls, going, all right. There's nothing to say about it. It's a great film. The money it got deserved. Now, the most important part, the best part I love about these movie reviews is the final part. I always leave this for last. Because every time you go see a movie, what do you do before you look at the movie? You go to your phone and you look at Rotten Tomatoes. We want to X that out. We don't like Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb. The IMDb score, for example, is a 7.4 out of 10. I can see it on my screen here. I would give it an extra 1, which is quite generous. I'm gonna be honest. It's quite generous of me to give it a 1. But because I loved it so much, I'm gonna give it another half. So I'm gonna give it like an 8.9. But I'll reduce that down to an 8.7. To be fair here, there were some flaws, obviously. The movie needed to be 2 hours. We don't want an hour and a half film. We needed a 2-hour movie. Why? Anyway, we move on. So we'll give the IMDb score, I would change that to an 8.7 out of 10. The Rotten Tomatoes score was given an 82. I just removed the 8, put a 9 in. It was a 92, maybe even a 93%. The 1% would be extra that they cast Bob Odenkirk for it. Like, he's 58 years old and he's doing action scenes, getting bullied for it. I'm pretty sure they use a stuntman for a lot of the scenes.
Fuck you, asshole.
But it's props to him for being in most of the film. Just want to say that. Now I really enjoyed this film. I hope you guys did as well. You know, kind of reminded me of another film. I mean, I'll be looking at this series, taking it to a deeper level, comparing films, comparing movies, doing obviously more movie reviews, but comparing films. I mean, you guys saw this. This is very similar to another film. One Man Against the Russian Mob. Rated R. All bloody. Yeah, it's John Wick. This is literally a John Wick. This is why I took off some points, because this is a John Wick film. Now, he did say 2 years and a half. He didn't say 6 years. And the guy who directed it was Russian. So I do give him credit for that. And he's not even a Russian director. He's a musician. Like an orchestra guy. I don't even thank you guys for watching. Hope this wasn't too long. Have a good day. Catch you next time.